This is the Dive and Rex channel, and on that channel we have this show, which is, well, these videos, I should say, which is How Not to Game with Callie Jack. I'm Callie Jack. I write as Dive and Rex when I do write. Not a very successful ones, don't worry, don't go looking for me. Anyhow, this is the Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game sessions in Simutrans. A free game you can get on Steam or off the Simutrans website. Go searching them. There's probably other spots you can get it as well. And I'm kind of showing off that we've got a pretty good run going. My assets are up to 600,000. Net wealth is 36. We've increased from the beginning of the game to 35. And last year, 1972, we finished with 3.1 million was our end point. So yeah, well, 71 was terrible with the 1.436. The next year we just turned it around between the oil factory, oil refinery and gas station tie-in, the getting more lumber going around and tying in to things. We've just, been booming it. So hopefully we'll keep growing our companies and our towns. We'll see how we're doing, and we're going to take a peek at some of those towns today in this episode. Everything's pretty much set, so we're looking good. Next thing up is going to be to start fixing like the Cold and Mallowfield junctions. I might even abandon this stretch and put it onto here as well and do a different change. We'll see. Got our oil trains going everywhere. Tankers everywhere. Tankers everywhere. So as we look at it, we're going to do that. And it's time to start first with Brentton, our first community that we served. Still hasn't grown that much, but part of that is I think if we look at Brentton and ask it for what we serve, we've only got 2 in-town lines and the express stage. So it is time to seriously begin considering some expansions in our bus service in Brentton. That will help us far more than anything else we can do at this point in the game. So, that in mind, we need to start servicing here and a few other spots. So what I'm going to do is try to encourage the city to grow by putting in a road. I'm going to use gravel, let the city pay for the upgrades. I'm going to go ahead and connect in this to try to get the town to grow into here and here. We know it wants to grow into this zone here, and we know eventually we're going to need to get away to get across the rails. And what I might do is just blast this out and build a bridge underneath it. And then over here, throw a bridge across at some point. And this might even be the spot to do it at, right there. Matter of fact, I think we'll build the bridge. We're going to go ahead and do an old wooden bridge and see if the city will upgrade it over time. Do a couple of jogs. It's just a straight line over to about here. I'm just lining it up so I kind of know where I need to make the cut after this train finishes its run. One of our longest running trains is that guy right there, and that is the Blackjack Special stage line. I don't think so. Yep. called it a stage line, and it's actually a train. So let's fix that. The Blackjack Special Express. And it's packing a lot of passengers right from the get-go. So it's capable of holding more people on it down the line, and we might have to do a couple sidings to allow it to put some extra people on. And then I've got to think about how I want to change this snake service. Do I want to take and maybe have this terminate here and then this flying bridge bring in another line that comes in beside it? That's an option. And that's an option I'm considering at this moment. So, let us talk about the towns. Pollingfield, very much growing. In fact, we're going to give it some encouragement by doing things like this. There we go. Same thing up here. Kind of give it some encouragement to keep growing. It's doing a good job for us as a community. And each of these segments of road will take and give us some growth down the road towards building a better city. Pollingfield is going to be one of our bigger cities long term, I have a feeling, because it's just been growing. In fact, looking at our lists, let's go to those lists. Go to the city list. Tell it to sort by citizens. And Pollingfield's number 3 with Brentton and Mallowfield ahead of it. Springmouth nipping at its ankles, only 4 people behind. Rendon's over 1,500 more, and then Mallowfield, of course, almost 10,000 now. So we've got to start growing these communities a little bit more in the other communities. Let's do bus service today. So we're going to expand our transit lines and try to figure the best spots to put in some transit. Wow, they already came in and made that into, oh wow, this is getting cool. There's going to be growth rapidly along these lines. Do one there, one there, one here. Actually put him here. He comes to here. And then we need one there. And then one over here. One about here. One over here. Do one here to begin building up some more. Do one up on the hill. And then, yeah, let's do one there. Okay. We now have a fairly close in spot to dispatch from on the main dispatch. So we're going to come over to the main dispatch. And one of the nice buses we can now run is the double-decker. Double-decker only runs 80 cents a kilometer, holds 108 passengers fully loaded, so that's a real great one. At a full load, you're less than a penny a kilometer per passenger, so you're going to make money. You only need 8 or 9 passengers to make money at 80 cents a kilometer on a run speed. So let's go ahead and put one of those What do we got over in Pollingfield? We got the Porter bus, and then we have the two stages. So let's go ahead and put that on the Porter bus, which is line 9. Okay. So we're going to put that onto the Porter bus, replace it, go to that Porter bus route, find the vehicle list. What's on there already? A double-decker bus. Cool. Okay. So we're putting a second double-decker out into that line. And now it's time to take and put out a couple more just to take and have some new routes going. So we're going to kind of build a new route that does this, serves the whole east side. And copy backwards. The Poly east side bus. We're going to grab another one. He's going to come from here and kind of do this. And then double back, and he's going to be the west side bus. Now we're going to do a crosstown. And the crosstown's not really going to be as interesting of a bus, probably. And our options are kind of pricey. So we're going to go all the way down to this guy. A little bit more pricey, but he's going to be inside an already built up area. And this is the Polycross loop. All right. Keeping that, open it back up. Oops. We now need to take a look after we've done the H-Trans bus at what sort of service is needed over here, which we still haven't added the buses. And again, I think I'm just going to put a double decker straight on out. Buy a couple of them here. First line is going to be our town line. And I kind of like doing this so that I can pick up some sections of town that hadn't been getting served very well. And it is time to start serving those sections of town. Let's see what we can do. Come back to here. We're going to tell it that we're going to serve from here to here to here to here to here. Go ahead and have them stop there. Come on down to here. Come back to here. And that'll be our east side loop, Brentton east side loop. So this is the Brentton east side loop bus. The other one is going to be to the west side. We're going to put in a couple of stops before we get going. So again, we're going to make certain he's serving the factory because that's where the money's going to be. He's going to come down, hit this stop, this stop, this stop, and this stop. And actually, we're going to take out those last two stops for a reason. We need to stop over here by the theater because that's a lot of business we can be picking up right there. Now, if we go add a stop there, there, and there, and we're going to come back up to here. So this is Brentton, West End Theater. Bus. Get him going. And then we need to connect into this. Actually connect it there. And then we can put some in here over on this side. Trying to be a little bit of preemptory and anticipate where, yes, it will let me do bus stops still on the bridge. Cool. Brentton Bridge stop. That'll be a nice run. And we will now have to fix what I said I was going to have to fix. Do that stretch of road through under there. Bring back up the rail. Build that bridge across. Now we've got a way under to build a loop line that'll also serve into town. And again, we're going to take and do it on a double decker. And he's going to go kind of like that. And that'll give me the infinity bus. Now we'll call it the Fig 8. We will wait until we see what develops over on this side to put in some bus service over there. All right, we're just about to that 20-minute mark that I like. Done some work on a couple of towns. Built them out a little bit more. We've got other towns we need to go check on and see what other towns need expanded services. And also to begin to work on the last of the spaghetti farm right up here, and maybe even tie in some other new industries, including maybe one of those two scrapper lines that go to the incinerators. I'm Callie Jack. Have a better day than I'm having.